So today I have the wonderful and amazing and highly caffeinated Shea Radcliff.
Thanks for, seriously, I'm so excited about this. Like, I am a podcast nerd. I was just telling you about that. You guys didn't get to hear the pre-interview, so it's fine. But
I subscribed to Patreon. I tried
to get all of that exclusive information. But I'm gonna try not to smile like an idiot the whole time.
That's fine. It's cute.
I'm just so excited. Like I've always wanted to be on a podcast. I ask any of my friends, and I wax so philosophical that this just feels like something I should be doing.
Yeah. I hope that, because I did 2 podcasts, people are always like, okay, I need to pull the trigger. Because it's been 2 years of me thinking about it, every single day I can't. And now I'm just
every single day, that's how you know you should do something.
Yeah.
The best things that I do in my life now are stuff that I think about a lot. You know, I think that, even changing, what I've done is I've gone more into, the stuff that I love doing. And it doesn't feel like a chore anymore. It doesn't feel like I have to move my life around to make myself happy. It's like my life is making me happy, which is really cool.
So for the audience that doesn't know you, I feel like majority will know you. Give a little repertoire. You got a lot. I feel
yeah. Let's break it down. So maybe something most people don't clean about me or know about me. I clean on the side too, so that's kind of my supplemental income, which is really nice. And I'm sorry, but no, I don't have more room for other people. I know that's usually the next thing people ask. You have room? I don't. But I teach yoga as well, and that's becoming more and more of my steady income, which is really cool. I never thought that something like that could pay my bills. And then I also have a thrift business that is also kind of supplemental, and kind of when I want to, when I can do it, which is so fun. So I love doing that. And yeah, we've done some photo stuff together, which is awesome. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
It's not limiting though, but that's I think is important, especially with the thank God for Riverbend Yoga giving you the opportunity to have that
100%. And yeah, shout out to Riverbend Yoga. We're here right now.
Yeah, party.
Vicky is amazing. She allows us to just use her studio.
Yep.
So cool.
But I think it's important with the thrift stuff, what you're getting at before, not putting so much stress on it, so then it's still something fun and enjoyable. So you just do it when you want to do it. So what inspired you to get into that?
Well, I have always been a thrifter. I grew up thrifting with my mom, and we would go, yard sailing every Saturday. We would just do a lot of that stuff. And I found, I got into a lot of debt when I was younger because I really loved shopping. Love fast fashion.
Yeah.
Pretty much getting stuff in the mail every day of the week. What's this from Forever 21 kind of thing. And then I was like, okay, my bank account can't handle this. I love fashion, but my bank account can't handle this. And I kind of was like, oh yeah, I really like thrifting. I really got back to my roots with that and kind of started, putting together some cool stuff and, getting more and more of my own style. And on my own personal Instagram page, I just, put the stuff out there, and people were like, man, I'd love to shop your closet. I really would like money. Can I have that thing? And I was just like, I don't know. And I started picking up more and more stuff that wasn't my size. I'd find stuff that was really cool and just be like, oh man, I would love to shoot this, and that kind of was my first catalyst was I really like styling for photo shoots.
Yeah.
I got in with a few friends. Shout out to Chris Bauer over at St. Louis.
Oh yeah, I do.
Right?
So cool.
So cool.
He's one of my not a sidetrack. We'll go back.
Oh no.
He is such an idol, but he's I put him so high up there to me, but then he's so accessible.
He's just no, don't put me up there. He's he's one of the nicest people you could ever meet. I see him literally everywhere I go in St. Louis. He's
so cool.
The face of the photography industry over there. Shout out to all of my photography friends though.
There's a lot.
Are amazing. I know. I can just
there's how you're scrolling.
Yeah, scrolling stuff is the video plays. But I did a shoot with him and my friend Nick Robertson, and that kind of opened my eyes to being I'm actually kind of good at this. I actually really enjoy this. I come into this director mode where I don't know, if you know me at all, how I kind of light up and that kind of starts happening, and just styling and the the fashion and the people, like just coming together to make something really cool. Like that started lighting me up. So I was like, okay. And I started like,
I know, right? They were going at it.
getting more stuff. And literally every piece that I find, I'm like, I have a vision for it. Like I have a vision for either shooting it, or I have somebody in mind that I want to wear it, or just anything. And as my collection has grown, it's like, I know it's quite the collection at this point. It's grown, but every time I sell a new piece, it goes to somebody for a reason. Like recently I sold this Hawaiian print shirt, vintage Hawaiian print shirt that I had found to somebody who was a marine biologist. That was just like,
it's meant for you.
It's meant for you. Like the things that I have are meant for the people that find them. And I just think that's so cool. How I can be like that middleman for neat things to happen in that way.
Just like letting it happen. The universe is like,
yeah, it's like, here's a piece for you.
You'll meet this person in 10 weeks. 2 years
You'll
from now.
see this person. No joke. No joke. Like it happens all the time. And I'll just be like, how did you find this piece? Like, okay, it all worked out to make this happen. So
I love it. So, okay, into yoga then. I mean, I've already done the whole Riverbend Yoga promo video, so if you want to really get into it,
okay,
watch that. But
yes, the promo video for sure.
That was
I 100% recommend for any yoga needs that you have to come to Riverbend. But my journey started before Riverbend. It was about 8-9 years ago. I kind of started dabbling in yoga. I'd gotten really sick for a little while, and I needed to find something that was gentle enough that could get me back into mobility, back into like living a semi-okay life. And I started really getting into it, and mostly only practicing online. I'm sure a lot of people have done yoga with Adrian. I found this app called Down Dog. I was practicing pretty much daily, and I just started really like connecting with that thing.
Yeah.
And then a few years go by, and I just want to start teaching. So I started teaching online. Didn't have any certification. Didn't have any proper knowledge.
Practice.
I had been practicing for a while, and I was like, really, this is really helping me.
Yeah.
I really want to share this with other people and help them too. And just, I didn't personally know about the studios around the area at the time. So I was like, I want to give people that maybe don't want to go to a studio yet, or are scared to do something like that, just a little bit of something, so that if they're at their house, they could do it and maybe feel a little bit better. And if they're like me, like you, maybe have a lot of social anxiety about certain things, going and doing these things like that at a studio can be really hard.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and then I was like, after doing that for a while, I was like, I should probably get certified. I should probably be a little more like official about this. So then I looked into a few yoga teacher trainings around the area. And this is actually another little universe moment, but I had scheduled to be in this yoga teacher program at another studio. And up until the weekend it was before the weekend of the first meeting, they were like, we're actually closing this program down. We don't have enough interest in it, so it's not going to happen. And I was like, are you serious? Like, oh, that's fine. I get it. But at the same time, really dumb.
Yeah.
And then I called the studio. I called Vicky, and I was like, I noticed you guys are also having this program. Told her what had happened, and their program was starting the same weekend that the other one was starting.
So it lined up perfect.
And she was like, we have one spot because one person dropped out. And I was just like,
the universe was really playing chess for you. Like, we're going to destroy this whole business just so Shea ends up.
This one girl breaks her leg, and she's not involved anymore. Like,
I don't know if that works out.
Just like, I was like, this is obviously for me.
Yeah.
You know, like, I was like, maybe I need a little sign about if I should do this or not. And I'm just like, yes, green light. So I did that. I had like the right amount of money saved up, like in cash, that I was just like, here you go. Like, I want to do this thing. Changed my life, man. Like, I'm like wistfully looking out in the distance, because I'm just like, it was honestly the best experience ever. And if you, like, shameless plug, if you should definitely look into it.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a yogi, even if you don't practice all the time, like, it's like way more mental than you think it would be. Like, it has changed my perspective on things, of how to live my life, And it is not just the poses. Like I originally was really into that, and it really did help me in the beginning.
Yeah.
But that was a catalyst for a lot more. So that's my yoga. And I love teaching. I love it so much. Like there's something about it in me. Like I feel some people are teachers, some people aren't. And I really feel like a teacher. Like I feel like I want to give the knowledge that I have to help other people. And it's in no way coming from an ego place. Like, and maybe like Shea a couple years ago, it would have felt really good to have people like wanting to take my class.
Yeah.
And yes, it still feels good, but for a different reason. Like
you're affecting the community.
Yeah, I am.
I feel like your energy just in general, like let alone just yoga, just getting to be in your presence is less. Like some kind of like Shea residue off on you. You're like, today's better for the rest of the day.
I'm honored that you say that. I'd feel the same way about it.
You can have a shirt that says Shea residue.
My like Shea particles.
It's all the dust from all the thirsty.
Oh, okay, so it's gross dust.
So it's sparkle.
Real dust as well. Like, oh my God, I shouldn't say that. I don't shower.
It's good for the skin.
Real dust. Yeah, real dust. I'm a dry person. I'm very dry. I don't need to be lustful.
No, just gotta protect that skin.
You do. You really do. You don't need to shower every day for that.
No.
You take anything from this, but let it be that.
Unless you stay.
There's more to that.
Yeah. Little body washing. Yeah. What do we call it?
Like bits and bits. Bits and bits.
Bits and bits. That's way nicer than what that's like. Or we call it a Kesha bath.
A cat? In the sink, just a little
in there. Little perfume.
Little Jack Daniel. What does she use?
Yeah, she brushes her teeth with Jack.
There you go. Yeah.
Wouldn't do that.
Kids would know that one.
I know. Some of these kids didn't know who Jerry Springer was, and I was like,
no, sorry, he was my babysitter.
Yeah.
Child. He babysat me. Wasn't that the whole thing?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I was really sad.
And I felt real old the other day too. Like I have anxiety, underdiagnosed, whatever. And I was trying to go through the grocery store quick.
Oh,
like ever since this pandemic, I'm like,
oh yeah. I want to wear sunglasses. I want to wear a hood.
Yep.
And I like people. I don't know what it is about grocery store people though.
Yeah.
It's not genuine.
It's the fluorescent light.
It is. Like every time you see somebody, and if I see you in the grocery store, literally, like I love you. And another location I would love to talk to you.
Yeah.
But like that feels so forced and ungenuine.
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey, oh.
I think my other problem is I secretly hate if you're someone else in a conversation blocking an aisle.
Oh,
I'm like, man, this is not a social hour. I'm in a rush right now.
I'm trying to get home. I really hate the grocery store. And it's not you. It's the grocery store.
Yeah, no.
It is the grocery store. I hate
because
being
you could be at the park and I'd be like, oh, chill.
This is great. Feeling fine.
Yeah.
Feeling great.
But
like, I'm in the way of the noodles that I need to go home and cook now that I don't want to do. But
I was the checkout lady. It's always ruler too because I'm love a good ruler too. But don't come find me there.
And I was like, you said you just like outed your place. They're all gonna be there now.
No, go to Aldi. That's where I go. Yeah. But the checkout lady's always like, wow, you just walked in. I was like, yeah. Have you ever watched Supermarket Sweep? And she's like, no. I was like, you don't know any clue what that is. They're like, no. I was like, it was a game show. They like ran through the store real fast and grabbed everything. That's right. No, I was like, that was my favorite show.
I wish there could be an option at the grocery store where it's like, I'm actually going to take the guys' grocery games all for him. Yeah. We have a line, like an aisle for those people who like just zip around the store.
Yeah.
I would be into that.
Yeah.
I think we should start that.
It's just a special store. Yeah. I go, don't talk them into it.
How do you do the same guys' grocery games?
Yeah. Supposed to do it like every Saturday, only specific days of the week, so they don't have to rearrange anything.
And then those granny shoppers, granny, this was guys' grocery games day at the grocery store.
I'm sorry, I'll shop for you. Just sit in your car. Give me your lid. I'll go in second round.
Yeah,
that's what I do for my meemaws.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I asked my neighbors, I'm like, hey, do you guys, we're going to the store and anything? Hopefully, like, they don't ask for mine.
Yeah, no.
Like, I don't want your whole list, but I will grab you things.
Yeah, that's like when my mom, we all live on the same street, but she's like, cool. I'm going to the grocery store and I'll have a fat list. And I'm like, no, I don't need anything.
I'm fine. I'd rather not go. Although also, I have to shout out to Tom because I know he'll listen to this. He does most of the grocery shopping. Thanks, Tom. You're the best. I don't have to do that often. I actually don't have to cook that often either. He's the best. That's a good line. I know, it really is. I found a good one. Yeah. He's a good line. Yes, thank you. I choose the right one. What's that about? Name some names. Number 13. Oh my God. Every single one is there is a little drama part. And I'm like, yeah, that'll be cut out. Dude, that's what I was worried about. I was like, okay, like, no, I'm not going to make us look bad. Okay. I was like, don't say anything. No. But no, yeah, I, like back what you were saying earlier, you put yourself in a box just because you want to make everyone happy. That's what I've really been practicing over the last few years. I've dampened my light. And I feel like it's just because it's sabotage almost to the point where I'm like, I don't feel like I deserve attention. I don't deserve to be seen or perceived or anything like that. Like, I'm capable of doing all of this, but who would watch? Or they would think that I have a big ego for doing it. So it's been practicing of just like shining my authentic light as bright as I can. Yeah. And same for you. Like,
without being sorry for it.
Yeah, no.
So long, like, I would do something and I would be really proud of myself, but then I would feel the need to cover that thing up because it's like, don't make people feel a certain way about you. Like, don't make people think that you think highly of yourself. Like, you know, nobody wants to see that kind of thing. But like, that takes away from what you are truly capable of.
Yeah.
Like, what you can give, like, just by having that thought. And that's like an evil thought.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of those thoughts that creeps in behind you and like is a self-sabotaging thing where it's like, you're not worth whatever it is that you think you can do, or like whatever. And that's why I'm like, I feel good about teaching yoga and it makes me feel good, but it can also be like an ego thing, like easily. So you have to just be like, acknowledge that it can be, but don't let that ego drive.
Yeah.
It's like, you need that thing. You need that thing that you think you're important. Like, you need to know that you're important and know that what you have to say is worthy of people hearing. Because if you don't think that, you're going to hide that. You're going to hide that light. You're not going to let that shine as brightly as it could.
No.
So don't let those evil thoughts creep in and make you think that you're less than what you are, because you're awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the main themes in most of my yoga classes is you are enough, just like it says on that sign out there. You are really a cool person. And the more you live into that genuineness of that cool person, like, dude, that's when things like start happening.
Yeah.
You know, like you kind of like let your ego sit on the back burner and just say, I'm going to bring my full authentic self to each interaction with people. And that helps those people be more genuine.
Absolutely.
More real, because it gives them permission as much as it gives you permission to be that way.
Oh,
I know we're right on the road here. It's so crazy. Like, you'll be in class and just be like, come on, crying in child pose. Crazy.
That was an overweighted truck.
It was dropping a little thing out. You're like, oh.
It was, yeah. It's like, I know people, like, it's hard to say, oh, just be in love with yourself.
Oh, just love
listen to
yourself.
those words. But you have to, like, be aware of it at any level, even if you're successful at it. It's still an active practice that you have to do. And then, like, be aware when negative thoughts happen. Like, in my meditative, guided meditative YouTubes, I love it. One of them's like, you can acknowledge it, but don't think about it. Acknowledge that thought came up, appreciate it for what it is, then replace it with a better thought. And I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, we don't have to be even more negative that negative thought came up, or we aren't our negative thoughts. Yeah.
You know, so like, we associate with the we're not worthy. Like, that thought is us, and it is not. Like, we are not that thought of like, oh, you're not enough to do that thing. Like, even notice the wording, like you, like it's talking to you.
Yeah.
Like, you are not those thoughts. And I think sometimes people like get intrusive ththoughts, like, especially if you have anxiety. It's like those thoughts will come in, and like, I hear even people like drive into the other lane, like that kind of thing. Like, you know, like
100%. I was like, I could kill everyone in this car right now.
Oh my God. Those are intrusive thoughts.
I'm like, all my editing's caught up. No one needs anything from me. We could just end it all right now. And I'm not suicidal.
No, these are called intrusive thoughts. And you are not your intrusive thought. Like, you can counter that. Like, most times, like, you'll just hear that thing.
And I encourage people to talk back to it, just like you were saying.
Yeah.
Like replace that thing with like a, hey, no, maybe you shouldn't do that. Or maybe I shouldn't do that. Like you're talking back to that thing that's telling you those negative things. Like you don't have to just sit back and take it.
No. On that pressure.
Really is just like a natural kind of like jump from that, though.
Yeah.
Like that makes a lot of sense. And how it's just like, okay, this all does line up with what I've already been doing.
Yeah.
Which is really freaking cool.
Yeah. It's fun. It's like a nice
I hope it doesn't
too.
I was like, I hope it feels like that and not like a.
The only thing that's absolutely terrifying is the editing part. Absolutely terrifying. I've only edited one episode so far.
Oh, really?
Even though I've gotten like 20 messages of different people. They're like, I'm ready to listen. And I'm like, yeah, same here. She would be. Wouldn't you? I bet you are. So I'm pushing everything off to June 1st.
Good for you.
So it'll be like
there's
May.
a timeline for this, you know.
No, yeah.
It's beautiful about that.
But May 30th is probably when I'll start editing. No, I'm joking. But the first one, it was only a 25-minute recording. And then I went through and edited it, and it ended up being 10 minutes. But just going through that 25 minutes and like trying to cut out all this stuff I repeat or say stupid took a whole hour.
But you have, I know, and like
So everyone else,
2-hour podcast.
Yeah, everyone else's has been ranging like an hour to like 90 minutes or like 2 hours. And I'm like,
this is why these big productions have like a lot of staff.
Yeah.
It makes a lot.
I'm gonna get AI on it. Take out all the stupid parts, and it's just like 1 minute of us just laughing. Shea residue. There's the podcast.
Just the beginning, like, hi, and that's it. That's all you get. Okay, well, the rest of that was trash.
So the only other option that I have is I can speed up and slow down how fast the time moves.
Oh, that's a good.
So we can like Fred or Chipmunk edit. I mean, like, so if we make any weird like time up or like sounds,
just gotta be good to know.
So it's highly produced, you know.
That is really cool.
Authentic.
Authentic.
It's a real Italiano. Are you writing a sad story that has to do with that? Okay, so
Let's get fleeted too.
Sad. That's funny. But Italiano. I am very visual with my road rage.
Girl, I was like, if you want to see me mad, just get in the car with me.
Yeah, like my mom will be on the phone with me and she'll be like, "Megan, you need to calm down. If you're in St. Louis, you're gonna get shot." I'm like, "Good, let it.
Indeed. It's time."
But I feel bad cussing in this nice sanctuary. But so I'm pulling into Roma's, and this big, nice white truck is coming at me, is about to hit me, and I go, Italian in the Roma's parking lot. Guess who it was?
Was it Mr. Roma?
Yeah, it was the owner. He was fixing his earpiece. I'm giving him Italian hands. He's gonna hit me. I'm trying to get some pizza.
He probably understood you though, because like that's how he speaks. And he's like, "Oh, she's really upset."
There was no words. I was just like,
"She's very upset. She's using the Italian hand."
I'm not Italian at all. I'm like,
in that moment you were.
Yes, I was. Ever since then, I tip his son. Because it's always his son that comes out. It's probably because I tip him so good. But I tip the shit out of my Roma's pizzas now.
Maybe you should do this like you were saying, like, very good pizza. Like you weren't upset.
But we're down. He came up to my car because we both pulled around back. And he's like, "I'm so sorry. I was fixing my earpiece. It was totally my fault." I was like,
even apologized.
It was like, and he's such the sweetest man ever. Like, I'm pretty sure he went to school with my dad. But I'm so sorry.
Oh, nothing.
I was you. I'm watching my road rage now.
You know what? All of us have that story. Is like, this is when I stopped being upset. No, I don't you. And at least you have yours now.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that to happen to me.
I mean, it's not that bad.
When is it going to embarrass me? When will I be embarrassed about it? Because I haven't been embarrassed yet, and I'm worried.
We'll just watch your Italian hands in the Italian restaurant and parking lot.
I like could have just pulled it off and been like, "I just really love your pizza. Please give me."
No, he was going to T-bone me. I was like, "What the fuck?" But I want to let him T-bone me because it's the best pizza now that Rory's gone. But yeah.
Oh, I know. Rory actually dropped some clothes off for me.
That's sweet.
Weeks ago, yeah, because he was getting ready to move all the way over there.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Jory.
Yeah, I'm so happy for him.
I need to. You gotta interview that kid.
Hopefully,
yeah.
See if he's ever free.
I know, busy guy. He says he sleeps at the pizza place. Like he has like an apartment.
That would be a liar.
I know. I'm like, that's
honestly,
just walk right downstairs to your job.
We were doing a wedding, and Jordan was like, "I think his pizza place is real close, and it's like right in It's like, I'm not good with my
I'm not good with St. Louis. I'm not either. I'm like,
the fancy place near the brewery, yeah.
which brewery?
Or where it's all like the brick and everything.
Like over in the Soulard?
Yeah, Soulard, that's where he's at. Yeah. But yeah, super pretty.
I do like that area.
Live right there.
Oh man, that's a good area too. It's like close to a lot of good stuff and like pretty centralized, which
Yeah.
and
Got
I
the
could
market.
be right. I don't know because I don't know that
We're little Altonians overall.
I know. I'm pretty sure it's pretty central.
Yeah.
It's central to like a lot of good stuff. So
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I need to make an excuse to go over there and eat.
you know,
It's always my reason for going to St. Louis is food. Yeah.
that or like I always go to like the outlets or something and then
Yeah.
make a whole day of it. So
Yeah, there's a lot
the
of
outlets, dude. They're my fave.
So I hear this rumor, and it comes from my aunt, who's an avid thrifter.
Okay.
From like young, like
Okay.
she's, no offense, older. She's a grandma.
Oh,
There you
okay. Yeah. They've been doing it longer. They know what they're doing.
Long. They know what they're doing. They say Alton is the best Goodwill in the whole entire region, even St. Louis.
Don't let it out. Don't let out that
Don't-
information. Don't get
This is in the
cut this
the
out, cut this out.
$100 Patreon like limit.
Don't
Don't go there.
Real information. No, and they just recently renovated it, so everything's
Yeah.
kind of shifted around in there, which I don't love. Alton Goodwill, I don't love it. I'm so sorry, but you didn't ask me.
Yeah.
It's really good, and I feel like I go in there kind of daily. Like it usually takes me like 15
Mhm.
minutes just to kind of like peruse real quick. But it's pretty much every day I'll see some new stuff. Like it's stocked really well. Like I always find cute stuff there.
Yeah.
It's a really good one. And I go to a lot of different Goodwills in the area, like the
Yeah.
Edwardsville one, the Lindbergh one, there's a couple different ones, but I really prefer ours. I just hate how expensive the
I
prices
know.
are.
Nowadays, I saw
Like,
the
good
TikTok where it
Lord.
was like asking Goodwill why it's so expensive when their inventory is for free. Like,
Right. Every time I go in there, I'm like, why is this so expensive? I feel like one of those like people.
Yeah.
It's like, this is not right. Whatever.
tinfoil time.
Yeah.
I think it's because all the rich people know the world's about to go to shit, so they're trying to get as much money.
I mean, agree. Like the interest rates are hiking on credit cards and stuff. This is the really interesting part of the podcast,
Yeah.
but like interest rates are spiking and like it just is not fair. Like the common person just isn't able to live at all. This is where I show my true colors, but I'm a person of the people.
Yep.
I really think
This
that
podcast is the podcast of the people.
podcast of the people. That's right. I'm like, I wish everything could be free. Like,
Yeah.
I would teach yoga for free. That's where I'm at with that. Like, I love teaching so much. I love doing like the clothes thing. I would do that for free. And I wish we lived in a society that like valued money less and valued people and what they can do more.
Yes.
Because there's just so like me and I love how many shout outs I'm giving in this video.
Yeah, that's
but,
the
like,
whole thing.
this is the shout out video. Lauren Guevara, who works at Merle Norman, who also Amanda Dively, she owns that place. She's amazing. Great place. Check them out. But Lauren, we've been exchanging yoga sessions for her massages. And I'm like, I would love to do that with more people, you know, like that exchange rate where, I mean, yeah, obviously you got to pay your bills, but there's certain things where you don't have to.
No, I am the barter trade queen. Like, I value so much more than money. And I think that's what kind of is like a reflection of this podcast, you know, because most of my relationships throughout my whole entire videography career, like Caleb Lewis, if he needs photos, he's like, how much do you want? I'm like, I want seltzers. And he's like, are you sure? I feel like you're not getting your values worth. And he sends me home with like a case. And I'm like, yeah, sure.
How much are each one of these worth? You know?
Exactly. Like,
Yep. I know. It's like, I'm more than
expensive.
they are.
But they're worth it. They don't give me a headache.
I would buy them anyway.
They taste like ski.
I would get a massage anyway. You know, like there are certain things that's like, and it's easier, honestly, for self-care whenever I do those kind of trades. 'Cause it's
Absolutely.
like now I don't have a choice. Like I don't have the option to not do it. It's like, this is such a cool, and it like, I'm interacting more with people in my community. And it allows me to, it just helps me value people in a different way.
Yeah.
Like I'm not valuing you because of what you can give me or like the money that you can give me. It's like, this is more or less like us like sharing the loves of our lives.
Yeah.
Lauren, how much she loves to give massage and like how good she is at it. And I feel the same way about me. And again, not an ego thing, but I am good at teaching yoga. I am like, I connect with it in a different way. And it is what it is. And it's cool to be able to share that love with other people without involving money all the time.
Yeah. It's just the art of doing that and not screwing yourself over. That's what I was like. I was talking to Amanda about it. I was like, I was telling her a story about when my mom was like, Lynn, are you going to make money off this podcast? I said, well, if anything, I'm going to lose money. Like, I'm thankful for like people on podcasts like this where I'm able to go into like their space, but some of them I'm like, I can't bring you into my house with any fucking reason.
Well, what's really cool though about this is that and because it's a community thing, I think it'd be neat to have people sponsor you.
Oh, eventually.
From Alton, you know? Yeah. And I think that like, because most of the time people listen to podcasts and it's like big brands, big corporations, whatever. And it'd be really neat to have like Schwagels or some drop. I just have a whole Riverbend Yoga. Yeah. To sponsor like a little ad on these.
Yeah.
And that'd be really neat.
It's definitely,
we'll take that.
Yeah. It's definitely in the plans. And yeah, once I'm going to record all these like organically, and then I think I might make like little bumpers at the beginning, or most likely the beginning, because people are done by the end. Yeah. And just be like, this episode was brought to you by, love that, lemon drops. Let
me tell you about them.
Give me all your lemon drops, the lemon kind. I'm like, I'm outside.
Isn't the lemon one new?
I don't know. I think the peach corner is, I don't know.
They dropped the lemon one off here pretty well. Like, we also have moondrops and herbarium here for sale. I love the lemon one. Refreshing.
Yeah. I like it. It keeps me I'm like trying to be hyper aware of like my sugar consumption.
Oh, same.
And so like I already am real good at my coffee. I'll drink just black coffee now, and everyone's like, how hardcore? I'm like, why? I don't like milk because my body hates me. Then sugar. I mean, once you get past it.
Yeah, and once you find coffee that you like, it's different. Like there's good coffee out there that tastes good without sugar and cream.
The hazelnut stuff from
like more. Give me that flavored coffee, baby. Then you don't have to flavor it.
No.
Yeah. What's that way?
I was just joking with someone else the other day. I was like, for being so like pro local and like, I don't drink a single coffee shop from around here.
Fine.
Not a single one.
Sorry. Coffee, that kind of coffee is not for everyone. And I think they get good enough business.
No. Post be doing well. Yeah.
They be doing well.
I drove past Germania today. I was like, oh, good.
Line and so long everywhere. All of their locations.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's like doing great, not struggling at all.
Yeah. Well, and, people are pissed about the Starbucks thing. That's
whatever. I mean,
it is. But it's also in a good location. Like, it's not next to our local coffee shop.
It's not like Godfrey Road right now.
No.
No offense to scooters. They pay me for some bit, honestly. Don't be mad at me.
No. But they're, it's like, that's kind of, it's a chain, but it's also run by local people.
Yeah.
And I, like, same thing with Starbucks. I'm sure it'll more likely be run by like
local,
and also like we've got a lot of hotel chains over there, like people in hotels like to get coffee. Starbucks is a chain like most people know.
Because like whenever I travel, like there are specific like fast food brands that I know, like if I eat this, I know my stomach won't get wrecked.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and I think like having options or having more things coming to Alton rather than less things is not a bad thing. Like revenue, jobs, not a bad thing. Taxes,
all those hotels, baby.
Yep.
Tax for tourism, baby.
Yeah.
Now, I think I am so geeked to even be a part of this community and watching it, because I remember being in high school and we would literally have to go to like Edwardsville or St. Louis or the Loop just to have fun. And then now all these kids still are complaining. I'm like,
you don't even know. We
went to Walmart for fun.
Oh, for I didn't know.
Now I have my panic attacks there.
For one.
Yeah, that one. That was scary. You see some creatures. You do. Whatever, Joe. Bless you. Whatever. I mean, you know who you are.
Yeah.
I think you know too. Like if you live in whatever, you're like, yeah, if you're either a part of it or you get to watch it.
Right in there. No, I don't. Have you grown up here? You grew up in
here? Yeah, Godfrey. Yeah, but that's
the area.
Yeah.
But I've lived here my whole life, and same, like very much same. Whenever I was a kid, we just like I hated living here. I always wanted to leave.
Yeah, I was ready to go.
I thought when I was gonna grow up, I was like, I'm out of here. Like, there's no way I'm gonna stay here, and I ended up staying here. And I've also changed my philosophy to be wherever you are, there you are. You have to make a change. Or bloom where you're planted.
Yeah.
Like that's create the space that you want to see where you are now. Like
Absolutely.
you don't have to go somewhere else to do that thing. If even now, like how more opportunities that we have with like the production studios that we have, like with you and like videography that's happening here. It's like, if you're a talented person, you don't have to leave anymore.
No.
And more or less, like I talked to my friend Nick Bufano, who also opened up that studio, the Harbor Studios. And this is a name dropping.
I know. Yeah. I love it. It's all good name dropping that.
But he's a really good guy too. But he's noticed that too, like bringing his studio here, how much underutilized talent there is in the Midwest in general, because a lot of people just have never left their hometown and are just extremely talented individuals. And now having those individuals grow up and start doing really cool things, blooming where they're planted, like Alton is becoming the place to be. And I am just so like, I'm getting children, getting to see that happen like before my eyes and be a part of it. Like that's a cool feeling, like town development.
Yes. And it's like a wide range too. It's not only just like small businesses. No, you can see Funky Planet Toys. I love them to death.
So cool.
I have to stop Zane from going in there some days because he's a child. But same here. Like I saw something one day and I was in there the same day. I was like, I didn't want anyone to buy this.
Well, and to think that like Sage and David moved from like elsewhere, be here, to want to do this, and Ab's Cafe, like she wasn't from here either, and like to see people wanting to come here and invest in our city is like, it's an honor. It's so cool to see that. And I like the more and more, like every time I come home from St. Louis, like seeing Alton like on the bridge, you're just like, wow, I live in a beautiful.
All right, tinfoil hat time.
Put them on, put it back on. Perfect.
Okay, you can call it whatever you want. It may be psychosis, it may be spirituality.
I'm excited to hear whatever it is you're about to say.
I swear that the bridge, with the amount of triangles, that it's a portal.
Vicky's gonna love to hear that. So Vicky's really big about triangles.
Yeah.
She was like, I've been a triangle and realized like I was always an upside down triangle because I was never really balanced.
Yeah.
Turn over and like look at the balance that you have in your life.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Harry was 42, but
I've sat there, I've taken pictures of the bridge, I've counted how many. That's like some like sacred numerology shit too. But there's always like I've talked to so many people. It's the trip across the Clark Bridge. And it's a beautiful view too, beautiful bridge, and it's like a historic bridge. But yeah, it's just like, even though I live another 10 minutes into the town, it's like, this is home. I'm home. I finally made it. Like, this is good.
And I'd never, even 5 years ago, I would not have said that. But I believe that now. Like, I fully believe, like, this is where I was meant to be. And I love traveling. I love going other places, but it just kind of reaffirms how much I love being here.
Yeah.
And, like, I was at the Brown Bag Bistro yesterday, like, eating lunch and just being like, this feels like I'm in Europe or something.
Yeah,
this feels like a different place. And, like, you can literally go and have any kind of experience here. Which I think is so cool.
It's
and like
fun.
How much like we like care about the river, people like kayaking, like we just have it all.
We're growing. We are blooming.
We really are. The bluffs. We got all kinds of stuff, man.
Really, yeah. Anything that you can pick, like from arts to music to
adventure. Whoa.
Yeah, our music scene's huge.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like I would not quite compare it to St. Louis, but like we are a good offshoot of St. Louis.
Now that stop talking stuff.
We're not talking shit anymore.
That'll be the extended cuts that you gotta pay for.
That's all the $1,000.
I forgot. That's just what I was thinking. I was like, how much does someone have to pay
to see any of that?
The worst parts of me,
or the worst parts of like.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like you want some dirt, or do you want,
I think it's secretly a blackmail project. I'm running for mayor in 2029, and I really want to make sure I got my campaign.
You're probably joking about this, but you could also be a real thing.
After getting my hair done the other day, I was all cute in that blazer. I was like, I could be mayor. I could
be mayor. You got your mayoral outfit.
Anything is possible on a blazer.
I agree with that. That puts you in a different mindset.
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
yeah,
you're talking to the right person.
And I went and saw Mallory. She gave me some of her recipe for the day. It's called hairspray.
Mallory does your hair? She does
for that
couple of my
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad because like I'm one of those people that I've met so many hairstylists, and I feel like I'm just a whore.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, they're all like secretly mad at me because I'm like going to a different one each week.
and they're all friends with each other.
That was huge. You know how to do.
Yeah. So I got Michael for the hair color, but then I go over to him for just to shit talk and see him. That's like an hour just to get my hair done. Or I'm like, I want to see Mallory.
How often do you get your hair done?
Not recently a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to grow it out, so like that's why I just went brown again.
I was like, you were doing fun colors for a while, weren't you?
Yeah. A lot of people called me out. His wedding was last week, and they were like, "Didn't you have colored hair?" And I was like, "Yeah, isn't it really good timing?" But I like get the most boring hair color for his wedding.
Your wedding,
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
everyone else is like in high fashion hairstyles.
Brown,
Boring.
That's me though. I'm like, I'm not fun with my hair. I used to actually do hair and another lifetime, but I just hit another thing that I've done. Now I just don't. I don't know. Like I'm boring.
Yeah,
Pretty low maintenance. Pretty much everything.
Noah had it pretty good. It's the baseline ADHD. That's what it is. But we see, ooh, shiny. Or achieve it. Oh, okay, ooh, shiny. Okay, that's done. Yeah. Oh, that wasn't fun. I wasn't good and quick at that
I think
one.
that's why I thrive doing a lot of different things at once, because my brain can't handle doing the same thing all the time. I get really bored.
No.
So I'm just like, okay, let's do this today, or let's do this today. Like, for instance, today, it's like, I had a class, I'm doing this, I'm doing another class later. You know, I've just got like many things on the schedule, and it always changes.
Yes.
No,
Always.
interesting.
Shaking it up.
Also, with that like anxiety thing, or even like that depression thing, which I also share with you, like there are definitely really bad days where I don't want to get out of bed.
Okay.
But I find like with that, it's like I take a look at my routine and like, what does my routine look like? And have I been doing a lot of the similar things throughout the week? Like, am I bored?
Yeah.
And I kind of take a look at that. It's like, am I dreading the next thing that I'm doing? It's like, how can I change my perspective about those things?
Yeah.
And we were talking about earlier, like the anxiety thing, like
Yes.
how do I deal with that? It's like, I just have to change my perspective about that thing. So I used to get really anxious about, I used to do hair. So I used to get really anxious about doing hair, and I wasn't able to change my perspective about that. And it just got worse and worse and worse until I was finally like, I just can't do this anymore. Like, this isn't good for me. And then I started teaching yoga and doing all of that. And that, like, I would get anxious before I would do it. And I'd have to take a step back and be like, why am I anxious about this thing that I love to do?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. So just changing my perspective and being like, I love doing this. After I get done doing this, I'm going to feel so good about having done that thing. And just being like, okay, like, how do I rein in those feelings? And even sometimes it's like I mistake my excitement for something as anxiety.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know?
glad you brought that up, because I've heard someone else talk about that before. I think that's important for people to hear. It's like they feel exactly the same.
Yeah, it's the same feeling. It's the same buzzing inside. And like even breaking down emotions, and like that work has helped me a lot to step out of the way that I'm feeling, recognize the way that I'm feeling, how to name it, and be like, is this what that is?
Yeah.
And then be like, okay, am I feeling that correctly?
Yes.
More or less. Like, because emotions are confusing things, and it's I'm sure a lot of you know Brene Brown, but she does a lot of work on naming and labeling emotions. And her Atlas of the Heart book, which is actually, we're doing a book club with some of the yogurt teachers. Yeah, I was the yogurt teachers. We're doing that book together, reading it together, and it's just enlightening because of how intuitive it feels, like to name emotions and like, okay, this is what this emotion is, but it actually is really new. Like there's a really new science and really new information, but it just feels to me like every time I read something, I'm like, oh, like I already kind of know that. And I think we know that. Like we know what our emotions are, but we don't take enough time out of our days to like look at it and examine it. We just like are like, we don't have time for that. We just feel it. We keep going.
I gotta keep on working.
And that like that creates that cycle of anxiety of like not realizing what you're feeling when you're feeling.
Yes.
Like take a step back. Look at what it actually is. Is this excitement or is this actually anxiety?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit of both, and that's totally fine.
Just like separate it, deal with that shit, and we'll be okay. That's what I did a wedding expo for the first time. And I was lucky that I already had Riley, and she's like my anxiety dog, like my service animal. Well, she's human. She's my sister almost. But she's gonna enjoy the podcast.
I love that you called her your sister.
That's what she says herself. But I had Solly next to me, or Solly,
She used to be Ashdale.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you were that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we're okay, cool. Yeah,
I actually read that. I was like, oh, she changed her name.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So cool.
But we're right next to each other, and she was like, I'm not having a good time right now. I was like, did you ground yourself? Because there were so many people that would walk by and they make eye contact.
Yeah.
And keep on, you get that little side,
Yeah, I know.
bridesmaid look, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
They're like, we already know you're too expensive. We already have you booked. But I was like, okay, we're going to ground ourselves. And it was a great time for the rest of the time, even though we still had multiple people walk past and kind of give us this weird energy exchange.
Remind yourself of your worth.
Yes.
Our worth doesn't change with how other people feel about us.
Yes.
Grounding yourself, remind yourself that you are important and all those emotions that you're having are valid.
Yeah.
Some feelings happen. And most of the time, they say feelings only last for about 30 seconds, as a whole, 30 seconds to 2 minutes. But if you don't feel those things, they just continue to last.
Yeah.
And with you checking in slowly to be like, hey, how are you really feeling? Let's take a second here. Let's take a second to step out of that anxiety feeling.
Yeah.
And really look at it for a second. And when you let yourself experience those emotions, they go away.
Oh, they definitely
don't hang out in your body forever. But if you don't, they do. That's how we get into that cycle of
I call it spiraling. So it's this magical thing that me and my father have the same exact brains almost. I'm a complete copy with him, but with a little spice of Alan Fairless in there. But that makes it worse. When they fight, I can just see my inner.
They're both the both of them are in your head.
Yeah, this is how I talk to myself.
I'm seeing it play out in front of my eyes.
Anytime he spirals, I'm out of body experience. Watching it happen, I was like, this is exactly what it's like. And Zane's even this is exactly what Megan does. And then the roles will reverse, and then I'll be spiraling, and he's like, oh,
oh no. Oh, I'm gonna.
I'm awful when I spiral. When I'm angry, it's everyone else's problem.
It is. Why have you not fed me yet?
I'm confused and emotional. I don't know how to deal with myself. I'm a 28-year-old, and I'm gonna need somebody to come and feed me.
Yeah, for me.
So I like being an adult.
It is. I'm just. Oh, I feel I hit that. I'm an adult now, and then dealing with all of that baggage that comes with being an adult and having to I don't know. I think we all are dealing with that, wearing, and we're adulting. I hate that phrase, but I also
it makes me feel better whenever I get shit done though.
Yeah, look at me. I did stuff today.
It's one minor thing, sending up something off in the post office,
or just the smallest things that you do. I am so bad about procrastinating and just pushing it all off until one day.
Yeah.
And when I do all of these things, it only takes 5 minutes to do each one. You're why did I do that kind of stuff?
I'm in taxes this year. I should be doing quarterlies. That would be nice, but I was
literally up into a ball right now.
I took care of it for all my contracts basically.
Yeah.
On those people. When I was like, okay, I'm a good business. I'll take care of it. It's all ready and set to go. And then here it is, the week before you're supposed to send it off. And my mom's like, I'm going to go pick up my stuff from Sue. Do you want to ride with me? Is your stuff ready? And I'm like, I did all of it in an hour. I put it off for 2 months. But I did it all in an hour. It was the most stressful hour of my whole entire life. But I counted that one at a mile. I did all the receipt. I don't do anything throughout the year, so I'm pulling emails.
Oh, me either.
The IRS is watching.
Oh, they are. I'm that you care about me. I am nothing
because we are not donate enough to the community.
What I'm saying, it shouldn't even out. I shouldn't have any of this shit. I don't know. I am so bad about that stuff too. Stuff that actually needs to get done.
Yeah.
It'll get done.
Eventually.
Too. I don't have an option in the end to get that stuff done. So it will get done.
Yeah.
So I just don't worry.
I call it on my Instagram, professional procrastinator.
Yes.
And I watched one video and it made it all okay.
It did. Yeah, I'm it's fine.
Yeah. So someone said,
it worked really well under pressure.
Yeah. They said if we give ourselves too much time to execute a process, we'll take that whole entire time. Even though we know we can get it done in an hour. So we really sabotage ourselves to only give ourselves an hour.
I saw that thing where it's we want more hours in a day. It's what would you do with more hours in a day? You would waste more
Yep.
What do I say?
Instagram.
2 more hours for Inst.
Yep. Minecraft.
It's so bad. I'm so the same way. So bad. I do
I've
wish.
been like that forever, though. Like, I can write a really good paper in like 20 minutes.
I always tell people, like, especially in creativity, it's so hard to force whatever you enjoy. So you just have to go with wherever the flow is. And even when that flow is like a break, like, you don't need to feel bad about it.
Sometimes that's the best.
Yeah.
Like, that's the best thing you can do for your creativity. And like I said, I'm so lucky to be able to do so many other things, because if I'm not feeling super inspired in one area, I can just jump over to the other thing. And then that sometimes inspires the creativity in the first area. And like you turn your brain off to that thing, and your brain still is thinking about that on the back burner. Like, you may not be consciously thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, your brain comes up with things for you.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go to bed sometimes and just be like, hey, I hope I figure this out by morning. And sometimes I do. Like, my brain will figure it out for me as I'm sleeping. And it is like the coolest thing.
Good job.
Good job, bro. You did the your autopilot really worked today. I'll close this. Oh, it's 4 nights.
I'm just listening to Ghost Adventures at night.
So I'll just
all this crazy stuff. That's all I think about at night.
Dude, I would be haunted. If that would haunt me, I can't.
I used to be terrified
anyway.
Oh, that's true. I don't live in a haunted house.
Oh, I do. It's
It's not an entity, but we like I'm cool with each
we
other.
figured each other out.
Yeah.
That's what we did when we were at Mineral Springs. That's where we did our yoga teacher training, and there was Mary upstairs in one room, and we every day would come in. She'd be like, "Hi, Mary, we're here. Please don't mess with us, Andrew. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Please fuck off.
Yeah, do not want any of your ghost shenanigans."
I know what you did. No, I'm doing my own thing.
Pushed him down the stairs. I will not be pushed down the stairs.
I love like doing all the ghost tours, and I appreciate all the tourism that we come in. I love seeing other people's perspective of the stories that we've heard a million times. But there's some of them that like me and they go into it. I like this
is creative licensing.
crying because of the Jasmine lady once, and I was like, she's not here. Like, I think she's down the hall right now. You're just having a moment, and everyone's around you.
Members of us crying?
Oh yeah, they're like, he's not making fun of them or anything, but I am. I can feel her. I can feel what she felt. No, like, oh my God, like, yeah, it was traumatic. She wanted to fucking kill herself, yeah. She ain't in there. But it's been a while, okay, friend? I think she's in this other room. There's something else.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I was crying. No, I've watched too many, like, joke ghost thing.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
this YouTube show with, what is it, Watcher? Yeah, I'm sure you've seen it. But they do, like, a lot of that stuff. But it's always, like, funny. It's always for fun.
Yeah.
And not that I'm making fun of anybody in any other way.
But that's the only way I can, like, make it better. So it's not so scary.
Yeah. Also, I like injecting humor in things more than not.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a problem with me, but
Everyone just deals with it.
I'm a little too so.
No, yeah. That's, yeah. In the basement of the Essex building, there's, like, this little cute ghost decoration that's, like, up in the pipes. Every single fucking time I go in that basement, I got Redini. Oh, ghost. Stop. And they're like, Claire, right there.
Does it really get you, or
No,
Oh, okay.
no, but that back tunnel, absolutely. I can definitely feel the energy back there all the time. Kind of scary, but the one place I don't mess with the Unitarian Church, because
Really?
yeah,
We want an Albie?
yeah. So right across from Post Commons, it used to be just as an influential church as like St. Peter and Paul. So it's Christian, no pagan, no. But that church burnt down to just the basement, and they decided to keep the basement and built a new church on top of that basement. And then some years passed, and a pastor killed himself in the basement. And I'm not like super religious anymore, but like I know there's certain rules to that religion, and one of them is like you don't kill yourself. And
Oh, yeah, for sure.
like that's like already that's a portal down there because of fire. And then, like, you just had some really dark stuff happen. I'm like, I do not step on property. Even though it's, like, a very beautiful place. It's, like, one of the best.
I'm
like,
staying in that church.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very
Needs to
beautiful.
not-
Not to, like, relate the scary history to, like, what they are as a religious, spiritual place. I don't know, but I did not walk in.
And that's a good church, too. Those
Yeah.
people are good people.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're open. And, like, probably the coolest, like, where I would fit in the most.
I know.
And I'm just like, well, not. And then I got grabbed.
All of you, but will not.
I got grabbed in the bottom of the sub-basement in Milton's. or not Milton, but Mineral Springs.
Oh my gosh, dude, you're giving me all kinds of body chills right now. That is wild.
But I'm always like, if you're real, I don't want to see you because I'll have a heart attack.
Yeah,
I feel you. I can feel your presence, like your little shadow action, but it ain't full on fruition. Like,
yeah, I do. Like, I'm like, I talk to
right? You
them.
can keep on
I'm
talking.
just like, hey, just saying, like, I don't want any.
Yeah, no juju.
No, I don't want to be touched. I don't want to be messed with.
Yeah,
I don't know. And I do believe in spirits. Like, I'm very, like,
I mean, if anyone that was at all,
either you believe in them and you, like, respect them, or you're doing your best to, like, ignore the fact.
yeah, because you're terrified. 100%. If you're like, I don't believe in ghosts, I'm like, you're okay. You're ghost disrespectful.
Yeah, I know. You are.
Your ancestors are all around you right now.
Yeah, and exactly. And if anybody wonders why, I mean, I'm sure you do, but, like, we have, like, the bricks in Alton, like, the bricks that were the cemetery,
Limestone,
the prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some in our backyard.
Ooh.
And pretty much everybody in Alton, like, either has walked or seen or been around those, and that's just, like, what makes up our city, is, like, those haunted bricks.
Yep.
And they're just everywhere.
I always go a step further from the prison. I always think our energy, like, even our overall positive and negative energy, if you want to think the spirits are negative, but I think there's so many successful people have so much energy here because of the limestone itself from the bluffs. And then it was Native American, there's a reason that they came here.
Yeah.
And they thrived so well here from all the rivers and flowing of energy. So I'm like, it's just busting out the seams.
It doesn't have to be negative. Like, I don't have to see that as a negative.
No, yeah. But in life and death, it's very much energized here. Yeah.
Interesting that you say that. I don't think I've ever kind of put that together.
Well, they say limestone is like a superconductor too. So yeah,
I didn't know
a
that.
lot of energy if you believe in like the crystal stuff and everything too.
Yeah. I would know. I don't know why I like haven't truly thought about that. But that does make a lot of sense.
I was oh man, I used to live like literally up the corner from here on the corner of 4th and William.
Oh,
and it used to be the pastor for the prison. And we used to have a guitar that would strum in the middle of the night, like a full chord. And we're like, okay, this place is definitely haunted. And then I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning one morning, and I was like, I have to research. Like, I have to know who lived here, who was it. And it was like McMasters was his name. And he ended up being a pastor for the church. And then they kicked him out of being in the church because he was also a doctor, and he practiced the smallpox remedy on himself, but then ended up killing himself, trying to save all these prisoners. And so it's all this crazy history just from a guitar strumming, and I'm just like digging deep. I'm like, I want to know all this old history.
Dude, that got my skin tight on my head.
Yeah.
So he's here.
He's here right now.
But like, just those, I don't know, man, that energy is real.
Yeah.
And like, when we came into this place for the first time and we did like a whole saging ceremony, like we did some sound bathing and all that stuff throughout this building, and I guarantee you, when we first came in here, there was some not great energy.
No, and this was a bar as well too, and I feel like that's associated with like a lot of misery.
Yeah, and a lot of like really sad, like it may maybe not just be ghost energy. It may not be the spirit energy.
Just residue.
Yeah, residue. Maybe that's the word. But residue.
The residue episode.
The residue of the spirits or the energy. Yeah. And we cleansed it, dude, and it feels so good in here now. Like, I come in here, and they specifically talk about how good the energy is. And I'm like, I take a little bit of credit for that.
Yeah.
Because of how much good energy I put into this place.
Yes, and you're constantly making that battery refilled.
Yeah.
Yes. That's important. Yeah. That's what people always get confused about, like Milton Schoolhouse. They're always like, it's super haunted, but I'm like, that was a schoolhouse. You gotta think these little kids are having like very much emotions and energies like all day long, and hundreds of them for years.
Yeah.
I'm like, one person died there.
Yeah.
It was a heart attack. I was like, it's not haunted. It's just a kid residue.
Kid residue.
They sucked all the battery out of my... We were in the middle of it, and both our audios died at the same time.
Hey.
And Noah comes from like a real Christian background.
Yeah, me too.
And I was like, you believe in ghosts? He was like, I don't want to. I was
well, working there every day. How does he feel about the energy there?
I don't know. We didn't talk much about Ghost. That's definitely what I'd like to dig into. I don't feel like he's comfortable talking about it, so I don't. But like, I don't want to. Yeah, I was like, I don't want to
bring that up right now.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Is that like I never realized like how much I love paranormal stuff until like I did one documentary, and then I had people specifically asking for their episodes to be paranormal episodes. So I'm like, we're gonna fill October. Like normally I'm trying to do like once a week, but we're gonna have like probably double a week in October.
I like
for
that.
all the ghosts.
You see, so
Yes.
enjoy that. That'd be really
Yes.
cool.
Oh my god, I love
Just to talk straight up about that, and you're like, all right, all the other stuff we're not talking about anymore. It's just this.
Just the Sirens episode, just gonna be all month long.
Yeah.
I love it. But no, yeah, ghosts are very much one of my favorite parts of my community.
That is, I mean, and it's a big part.
I mean, and ghosts correlate with history too. So
They do. And
Yeah.
I think it's really neat that we are one of the most haunted cities. And I mean, I hope we had a boring episode. I hope that I lame and boring.
that'll be like a little clip that I used to market with. I hope this isn't boring. I hope this isn't lame.
I'm so sorry if it is.
I'm sorry I
wasted
wasted
your
your time. You could have left by now. I don't want to see a comment that it's too long of a video. No negativity, no negativity.
Deleted. No bad energy.
It's all gonna come.
Cleared all that up. So.
Yeah, no. Everyone that wants to watch this loves us. Yes, good talk.
Oh, they do.
I'm
Hopefully manifest that. Yeah, they hate watching.
I got one hater that's like, I want to get more information about
You know what? Hate watchers are still watching.
Yeah.
Still getting that view.
That's how Trump's successful. Haters.
Just like, yeah.
Notorianism. If that's what you call it, that's a mechanism.
Oh, we knocked around that word. I don't know if it's a word at all.
The captions will be like euphemism. Just throw in random words. Also read half of them.
None of this weeds.
Well, I was a podcast.
Not one get.
Oh, we're sitting at hour 20. Look at us rocking and rolling.
Sweet.
Yes. So I think we touched on everything that we mentioned beforehand. So okay, 2 questions. Okay, I guess we can wrap it up with past. What could you have told? I'm not saying that not to disvalue your journey, what you've gone through, but what could you tell someone that's wanting to go on a journey on finding or doing what makes them happy? What tips or tricks could you give them that would have helped you when you were younger?
That's a really good question. I would mostly say, like, there's that intuition inside of you that knows. Like, there's that inner knowing, and listen to that thing. Like, know that will not steer you wrong. And I think a lot of the time we don't trust that thing, and maybe we were brought up to not trust that thing or to not trust ourselves. And that's also a process of healing yourself and knowing that, like, your worth, like, just like we were talking about earlier, like, that worth does not change based on what other people think about you. Like, you are worthy no matter what. And the feelings that you have inside, and especially if it's a gut feeling that says, this is not right for me, listen to that thing. And we so often don't trust that thing because we think, like, oh, people want us to do this. We should do this. There's like that should thing in life with like, we should be doing this. This is what people expect of me or whatever. That doesn't. That matters so little and doesn't even register on the scale. Like, what you want to do, what you feel is right for you to do, whether society accepts that or not, like, do that thing. Live into your fullest self. The earlier you do that, the earlier you practice doing that, the more it becomes a habit in your life, the more you choose you. And choosing you, you end up choosing everybody else too, because like you give yourself acceptance over yourself and you let people accept themselves too. And that just like everybody gets to be their fullest version of themselves. And eventually we get to the perfect place in life because I am an idealist at heart. Like, I will tell anybody that I am an idealist, and most of the things that I believe are like idealist. Like, I'm like, we can get there. We just have to believe and blah, blah. So I'm not a realist. No, I'm not. I'm not an optimist. I'm not a pessimist. I believe in the best of people. And I believe that we fully can get to that place where we love what we do.
Absolutely. You just gotta not let yourself stop yourself from doing it.
Don't stop yourself.
No.
Because it is us. It is the shoulds. It is the other people like, oh, we're worried about you. It's like, and that's valid too.
Yeah.
Like, your parents will probably always worry about you. And I know my parents
worry about me because I don't live a traditional life. That's fine. Like, I think if I were a parent, I probably would feel the same way.
Yeah.
But I think they also like believe in me, you know, like they believe in me too. So I feel blessed in that way. But if you didn't have a good support system that didn't believe in you, like, you can give that to yourself. You can give yourself what you didn't get when you were younger.
Yes. And be aware of who's around you and create that support system. If you don't have it from the family, 100%. Yeah.
Chosen family is a
Way more important. No offense to my real family, but my chosen family is like friend de la creme. Like,
honestly, very much same. Very much same. I very much love my friends.
Yes.
Like, they are family to me now, and they just, like, the support that they give me is just unparalleled.
yes.
You probably feel the same way. You're like,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm sorry, but mine are better.
No. Each one, I feel like you work very hard at your circle, and
Yeah,
it's important. Yeah, you got to realize it. But
no, but what they say about, like, the covenant of the, what is it? The saying of blood is thicker than water.
yes,
It's not the whole phrase.
yes,
It's like blood is.
I can Google it.
Thank you. I was like, what is
Blood is thicker than water, but water's something.
the covenant of? Yeah, I'm gonna sound just real dumb right now.
The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. So
There you
that's
go.
the whole one.
Yep. So the blood of the covenant, meaning like the chosen friends,
Okay.
is thicker than the water of the womb. And
Yeah.
usually people are like, oh, well, your family, the blood, it means the most. It's like, that's actually not the
whole thing.
whole thing. And like, it's basically saying like the friends and the people that you choose to be in your life
Mm-hmm.
can be more important than your family.
Absolutely.
And I'm not discounting family in
No,
any way
I'm so
possible.
grateful.
I am very grateful for my family. I love them very much, but I also don't like. We don't always see eye to eye. Like, I'm not
Absolutely.
like super close with my family in that way, but I'm also learning to like not feel guilty about that because it's like everybody like lives different lives,
Absolutely.
and I'm not gonna like. I don't know. It's like, choose the people that you want to be in your life who like care about the same things that you do. And that's like a really beautiful thing. Like,
Yeah.
that's really cool that we can do that.
Absolutely.
I feel like really like a politician right now. Like, no, nothing. This is fine too. Business.
You'll be on my campaign, right?
People always used to ask me if I was going to be like, I used to be a bartender, and they'd be like, are you going to be a politician someday? I'm like, I want everybody to like me, so maybe. So maybe.
Yep. One day you'll be my running mate.
Hey,
AP of the mayor.
so when will you get to magic suit?
Someone said, they were joking. It was one of my girlfriends. They're like, let Zane know that I'm going to be the first lady, even though your dates are married. I'm the first lady.
I'm the first lady. Step down, that Zane. Step down. You can't handle this. Okay?
No.
You can't handle this position. I
swear.
can.
I do have some girlfriends where, like, in their emergency contacts for, like, official emergency contacts,
Their eyes.
I'm wife.
They trust you.
Yeah.
I honestly,
Your boyfriend's roommate. I love it. I'm so proud of that moment. So,
once Tom changed me to his in case of emergency
Yeah.
phone, I was just like, this is official,
realer than
real.
Facebook
I
official.
know. He had his brother for like the longest time, and I was just kind of like, Shea to you, Joe. Love you, Joe. But I'm just like, do you really want Joe to be your contact?
Yeah, we bring the arm.
Yeah, come on. We know. Or your finger gets bitten off.
Oh, my little.
I know. That's a story for another
Oh,
job.
man, yeah. I got lost finger stories.
PTSD about that. And that is real. Like, some
Yeah.
people throw PTSD around, but like, dude, you don't realize how many shows that you watch where people get their fingers taken off.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I watched one last night. Like,
There's like a click. We're
not
done.
on a damn down, dude. I see it in my mind.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
Ugh. You're gonna see this video and it's just gonna be me doing this. What? What do you need?
More screenshots for my collage. Okay, final question. Okay. Everyone's had ADHD. That's why I name it too.
ADHD talks to people with ADHD.
Sorry you didn't get the program. Like, that's what I'm reading. The train has jumped the track.
We are moving tracks.
You just gotta pay attention.
Yeah, you do.
You might get
Keep
some
up,
information.
Okay, keep up.
Just a little bit. Okay. If possible, because like this is very hard for me to even picture what I'm doing next week. But what do you think you see yourself doing 5 years from now?
Editor of Vogue.
All right. So we're manifesting.
I've said this before. I feel like I would be really good at being like a stylistic editor or something like that for a magazine. I don't really see that happening, but like, hey, Vogue, if you're watching,
Alton has the best
my
property
number.
prices. And
Seriously.
all big businesses are coming to Alton, so we need a
It used to be the Vogue building.
Okay, Vogue.
Just
Come
saying.
to Alton. She's already in your building. I'm already at the. I bet you if you ask Vicky, very nice, you can have a closet in the back.
We'll talk about it.
She'll just do all the work for you. She'll be the one representative of Vogue in the non-Vogue building.
There it is. There you go. I don't know. I see myself doing what I'm doing now, just better.
Yeah.
You know, like having more of a system. And I even saying that now, like having like some kind of idea is pretty exciting. And as I wouldn't have said that 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So to have like something where I'm like, oh, now I have somewhere to build upon, like that is the biggest deal for me.
Yeah.
It's like I actually see myself doing or teaching yoga in 5 years, where this is the longest relationship of my life.
No.
Like my relationship with yoga is the thing that I've stuck with longer than anything else. And I am not one to usually stick with things. And so I can tell you right now that I am really, really proud of myself for that, for like sticking with it and caring about it so much.
Lady Shea.
Right. I'm like the long, like gray hair.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, just
Your skin's still amazing because you know how to moisturize the sunscreen.
I just
all the way down on the neck.
it's all the way down. And if you're wearing a zebra cut shirt, make sure you get all the way,
or else you get weird wrinkles.
Yeah, that's definitely because I sit like this, so I'll have all these chest wrinkles.
I got a pillow pet, or not pillow pet, but a squishmallow.
Oh, one of those days like you can. So nice because I love sleep like the.
Zane's always sugar spoon.
Little spoon. I mean, give me a little bit of man. You do you, baby. I just text you. Lay against your chest, like so sweet. I love that. So nice.
A little personal. Just imagine Victoria Zane. Smelly.
Just a little bear in his little cocoon.
Oh, yawn about.
Oh, it's so sweet. You're so sweet.
He's gonna watch all this stuff and be like, "You're demasculating."
You're a manly man. Everybody needs to feel safe.
Oh yeah,
everybody needs to have that spot that makes them feel safe. Okay, so even manly.
Yes.
There you go, Zane. You're back on top. Back on top.
You got your little special guest spot right here without even being here.
Right here.
Yeah, like little Photoshops. When I did Heather at her place, Jason was in the background. He didn't want to be on camera.
Oh, okay.
So every time he spoke, I was like, I'm going to edit a fly on the wall with your face on it. And Jonathan's going to come in every time he speaks because I don't want to be on camera. So although the thing was in, I was like,
fly. Like he'll come in through the shot.
Like, it'll be a spoon. All right, Megan, you could do that. You got time.
See old Nickelodeon graphics where it's like, yes, the spoon.
Yeah. I'm setting my editing up pretty great.
Yeah, like mark that here.
Yeah, I'll remember all of this.
Dude, professional.
Yeah.
Like mark it. Mark that editor right there.
Yeah, all right, what any final thoughts you have or
just, you're enough.
Yes.
Believe that. It is.
It'll be residue / you're enough.
Residue, you're enough. Yeah. I do that's like my message anymore. It's just like, it's so much easier said than done. Like we said that time and time again. It's like learn to love yourself. And the easier, the more of a habit that becomes, the easier you can love other people and bring other people into that.
Yeah.
And that with you, because you can't fill from an empty, or you can't give from an empty cup.
Absolutely.
You can't give what you don't have.
Absolutely.
So focus on yourself, give yourself what you need. Listen to yourself, listen to that intuition, and live from that place of authenticity.
Bada boom. We did it, baby. Podcast done.
Friday. Oh, shit.
I'm already going down, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go with it.
Don't.
There's stuff making us look. There's so many good screenshots. Our little promo video.
Like, watch your podcast. And that's killing the lover. He might apologize again. I'm gonna be off the hinges.
Just so like it's